Hello, everybody, and welcome back.
Hi.
We are back again, going to watch more Game of Thrones. We are very excited for the new season coming up. There are a lot of videos for the cast remembers, and we are very much enjoying them so far. We haven't seen Sophie Turner yet. And
That's
so,
right.
I just love it. I'm like remembering with Maisie Williams, and it was just so fun. And I'm glad that they're friends. So I can't wait to see her story. And every video is emotional because it's the end of a wonderful show. But we haven't seen the last season yet. But I know it's going to go by fast. So you guys ready?
Ready.
Let's get into it. Yeah.
I'm gonna give you a present. After I raise my armies and kill your traitor brother, I'm going to give you his head as well.
Or maybe he'll give me yours.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about it for a few years. This has been not only a family to me, but I've grown up with these people. I've changed so much as a person because of these people.
No.
And the snows fall and the white winds blow. The lone wolf dies, but the pack survives.
We're all kind of a part of each other now, so it's going to be really hard.
I'm Sansa Stark of Winterfell. This is my home, and you can't frighten me.
My very first day on set, I vaguely remember it. I remember being lined up at the King's arrival scene.
Right.
It was like Sean Bean and Mark Addy and Lena, and I remember being so overwhelmed and terrified.
Do I have to call you Lady Stark now?
Yes.
My favorite day on set would be the day that I was reunited with Maisie. We actually shot that reunion. And it was the funniest, most difficult day of shooting ever because we couldn't keep it together.
Oh, it must be so hard.
Sansa, come here, little dove.
The dove.
I always loved working with Lena.
What are you doing?
Praying.
You're perfect, aren't you?
So good.
Just watching her and learning from her was the best drama lesson I could have ever hoped for.
And if the city should fall?
You'd like that, wouldn't you?
They both know that they hate each other, and there are these scenes where they're both pretending to be nice to each other because there are other people around. And it's so funny because you can see underneath they loathe each other.
The most shocking scene that I didn't see coming.
Stop him! Stop! Stop! Don't be blind! Don't be stop!
From then on,
Sorry.
I started to distrust the show as to like whether they'd kill my favorite character or not.
Now, if you want to save
You're going to die tomorrow, Lord Bolton. Sleep well.
Yeah.
My
that
favorite
was
scene
great.
to watch is the Battle of the Bastards and Jon fighting.
You love the ending to that.
He's relentless.
Oh, and the horse.
Aesthetically, it was so
Oh,
beautiful
yes.
and so interesting, and unlike any other battle that I'd ever watched, the way it was shot, I was just kind of blown away.
Your father has proved to be an awful traitor, dear.
What will happen
Poor
to
girl.
him?
That depends.
On what?
On your brother. And on you.
If I could give Sansa advice in season 1, absorb,
Permit me to share some womanly wisdom with you on this very special day.
learn,
What's the worst reason you have for turning me against my sister?
take nothing for granted,
Oh, yeah, that was sad.
and know that there will be a positive outcome of every negative situation that you're in.
Stop! Stop!
Yeah. And she smiles, right? Oh.
You deserved it.
No production will ever be like Game of Thrones. It's become a family. I love these people like my brothers and sisters, and everything is wrapping up. We've had our last read-through, our last big group cast dinner, and I think I'm gonna miss them the most, the crew, the cast, everyone.
I think it's just your dream coming to life, really, in front of your eyes, and it's amazing.
Aww.
That was a great clip.
Wow.
Yeah, that was. They had a lot of great.
Yeah,
Oh my
that
God,
was a
so many
great
big
clip.
moments.
Wow.
That was nice. Yeah. Again, we love hearing about the different characters, the different casts, you know, and just really understanding that they were a large family is just cool to hear, you know.
Mm-hmm. I love the first day, and then different episodes. How much it felt to her. How she felt every.
Yeah, and a lot of main characters that are still around were in the first episode, you know, so them talking about that, because a few of the videos talk about that
their
their
first day,
experience and what happened, and again, how tiny and young everyone is, and tiny as in the younger people who are super young, but it's so cool to see them grow up in this, and I know we all know that, but when you really think about it, they full on grew up, and this is what they know, and they built these huge friendships amongst all these different cast members, and I can't imagine, and I'm just happy they had a lot of fun on it, but like hours of work every day, months, like however long they would just spend to do like all these crazy scenes.
Right, and then you have to, remember your lines.
Yeah, and that must be so hard too, like to be able to work with friends that you're super close to, and they know like your secrets and your weaknesses and stuff, and how silly you are, and then with
trying to make you laugh.
Yeah, and you have Sophie and basically trying to actually have like a normal serious sister relationship through Game of Thrones, but they're so goofy and they're great friends that it's just hard to keep it together. It makes sense, especially with cameras rolling and stuff, and you guys are so used to being normal that it's hard to be serious. Like I would totally be laughing the entire time. And you guys haven't seen any behind the scenes of Hunger Games, but they have a lot of things like that too with Jennifer Lawrence, because she's actually pretty goofy. She gets along really well with the cast, and the two, we have Gail and Peta, like she's like really close friends with them, so they would mess around all the time, and it was hard to keep it together, but they're great actors, but it's just a different way of working, like I can't even imagine being in that. I just appreciate what they do.
Well, yeah, for hours at a time. I mean, how can you not be, right?
Yeah.
And even with Lena, I mean, she really appreciated working with her. She really enjoyed it.
I love seeing that too.
That was really good. Yeah.
They're both great actors, and exactly what Sophie said, that those characters hate each other so much. They are portrayed very differently, of course, and Sansa is so innocent, and yet she knows how to play the game and how to survive, and she just has that solemn, like, blank expression of like, okay, this is, you can just tell like that's her response to a lot of things, because she has to handle it that way. Then you have Cersei, who's always very like fresh and always coming at her and using a lot of like fancy words to like get under her skin, and it's just interesting to see
even
that.
right down to little dove.
I know. It's like nice but demeaning,
Yeah, that's right.
Very cool to see that, and I again love to see how different they all are actually out of character.
Yes.
And we actually started saying beforehand that Joffrey, it stinks because he is such a good actor, but seeing him as that character, that's all we know him as. And
I know.
When I watch with Nick and Lee, it's like, well, anyone watching Game of Thrones, like he's a horrible, horrible person, but like Nick and Lee, like they see him and they just full on hate him, and I feel bad because I know he's such a good actor, but I'm like, oh God, this poor guy probably gets like so much hate off the show, and I know he's a nice guy. He's like such a nice guy. A long time ago we watched something behind the scenes of him getting interviewed, and he's a sweetheart. I'm like, oh my God, like are you gonna behead someone now? Are you gonna get evil? Like what's going on?
He's such a good actor that
and it's great. I'm so happy he did the role, but that's what must really stink, because like Peter Dinklage said, like people portray you as a certain person, and it's hard sometimes, and you don't want to do or say anything bad about it or to anybody else, because bad things spread around.
You just get cast as that.
Yeah, so you want to be nice to everybody, and I know they love their fans, but still like having to deal with that all the time, I can't even imagine. You can't like do any other role after that, like if you're too extreme and
Comedy.
that's it. It might be too hard, like Joffrey.
They're acting.
I know, but they're really good at what they do, that's for sure. Yeah, so again, can't wait to watch Game of Thrones. I'm happy that we're actually going through all of these. I didn't think we were going to go through them. So pretty cool, and it's good to build up before we watch. It's been almost 2 years now, right, since the last season.
That's right.
Oh my gosh,
so, it's insane. So we'll end it there, but thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you very soon as always.
Bye.
Bye.